What's up, everybody? This is Karen and Ray, so as soon as the Obsessed Scrolls Scammy, the O.C.G, and play them live with The Last of Us Remake. Hey, hey, hey.
False alarm! They're friendlies. We've been dealing with raids. A lot of bandits in this area.
It's been quiet for a few days.
What the hell are you doing here? I thought I'd find you in Jackson.
Been trying to bring the plant back to life.
We had it working before, but one of the turbines went south.
We have electricity, Joe. I had. We'll get her running again.
No way. You guys have horses.
We got a whole lot of them.
Hey,
I thought it was good, man.
Tommy, give me a hand with this.
Sorry, I'll be right back.
Can I?
Yeah, of course. He likes when you cut his ears. You ever ride one?
I actually have.
When have you ridden a horse?
Winston, this soldier back in the zone, he gave me lessons.
You know, if you want, we can take him riding later.
That'd be awesome.
Like I said, I can't really make a post like that saying if it's not physical, I can't really make a post saying if it's not physical, I won't buy it because then I'd be a hypocrite. And I'm not a hypocrite, so. Most of my games are digital because I don't live nearby a game store. And I want to buy the games. I want to play the games the night they drop, not a week later from Amazon, which is really sketchy. So I'd be kind of full of shit if I said, I wouldn't do that. Okay, there's a bunch of optional conversations here.
There.
Hey, thanks, Tommy.
No sweat. All right, let's continue the tour.
Earl?
Yeah?
Why are you here? Weren't you supposed to head back this morning?
Still waiting on Hauser and the rest of the boys to relieve me.
You know, we'll be fine. Just go home to your family.
It's just a couple more hours. I'll tough it out.
All right, well, take it easy.
Maria,
Yeah, go ahead.
we're in the control room. Steve's about to start it back up. You want to come check it out?
I'd rather eat with Ellie.
It's my turn anyway. I'll go.
I'll come with you. Go with Maria. Put some food in you.
Joel?
Come on, Ellie. Let's give the boys some space. I'm sending Tommy over. Stand by.
This will be the 6th time of them trying to get the turbines back online. We've been here just a week. It feels like forever. I got something for you. Last year I went back to Texas, back home. Most of our stuff is long gone. Most of it. Here. It's a little faded, but still looks pretty good.
I'm good.
You sure? I mean...
I said I'm good.
Okay. I'll hold on to it for you.
Tommy, I need to talk to you. Privately.
Yeah, okay. Let me just check on my guys real quick. Come on.
Yeah, I also love the details they added. Where there was a mountain in the distance you can see in this chapter, and now it's rainy, and it starts, and it clears more and more. as you progress. So you can see the mountain in the distance. They had some cool shit to Jackson, too, I'll point out when I get there.
I don't know what you heard, but you should see the town. We're over 20 families strong now. It was Maria and her father. They set up this place with the idea of being self-sustained. We had crops and livestock. Remember how we thought no one could live like this anymore? And we're doing it.
You're new around here.
Yeah, Joel, Tommy's.
Brother. Word travels quickly around these parts.
Apparently.
I kind of see the resemblance.
I see.
It's a compliment.
It's a pleasure, mate.
You too.
Yeah. Yeah, but they kind of shit on it. As I'm saying, people kind of shit on this remake. And I don't think it had anything to do with the remake. I think it was the toxicity from The Last of Us 2 coming over.
What do you do for protection?
Adults take turns guarding the perimeter. We even got an electrified fence when the plants are up.
Yeah, you still got to deal with the infected, though, right?
Who doesn't? But it's the world we live in.
Or maybe you don't have to be.
You sound like Marlene.
Hey, buddy.
That's Buckley. Not much of a guard dog. But he's good to have around.
That's a good boy.
These two geniuses are gonna bring this plant back to life.
We think we got it this time.
But, you know, The Last of Us 2 got enmeshed in the culture war. And once that happens, it's kind of hard to undo that. It became a big cultural icon. Although, you know, I will say it is not entirely, how do I put it? It was not entirely accidental. Neil Druckmann, Neil Druckmann definitely made some comparisons and definitely kind of stoked that fire, and he shouldn't have. But it became a touch point with the left rallying for The Last of Us 2 and the right rallying against it. And that backlash kind of hit this remake. And I'm sure there's a lot of people who are tired of remakes and remasters. But I don't have a problem with them. And I don't see them going anywhere anytime soon. I don't think they should go anywhere anytime soon. I think the reason is pretty simple. For one, remasters and remakes still pale in comparison to the amount of original games coming out. If we were at a point in gaming where we had more remakes and remasters coming out than original games, I'd be like, okay. Like, I could maybe understand people being tired if remakes were all that was coming out. But seriously, if you go year by year and you examine how many remakes came out each year, major remakes, and then you examine how many new games, you'll see each year that remakes make up like maybe 10% of gaming. The overwhelming majority of games are fucking new games. Like, seriously, for every year, you'll get maybe, one remake for every 10 non-remakes. So, people complain about it or they act like there's too much of it. But honestly, if you look at it, it still makes up a small percentage of the market. Like, in 2026, the only big remake I'm trying to think of a big remake that's coming out this year. I can't really think of a big remake. Next year we have Code Veronica, but yeah, I can't even think of a huge remake coming up this year. Oh, Black Flag remake. I'm sorry, my bad. I forgot about that. So we thus far this year we've had one super duper major remake, and we're 7 months into the year. So I don't really, and I can't think of there's not many remakes on the way either. So that's what I'm saying. And I also think one that remakes only make up a tiny portion of the market, like I just said. Two, it depends on your view of replaying games. There's a lot of people who, once they replay a game, they're never going to go back to it. Well, that's fair. People, but really, when you think about it, it's been ported 3 times for 3 generations of consoles. Honestly, there's not even that many re-releases, dude. They released it for PS3 and 360, then they released it for PS4 and Xbox One, then they released it for PS5 and Series X. So they ported it once a generation of consoles. I don't think that's an insane amount of ports, honestly. And if we're counting, not counting the original release, that means it's been ported twice. In 13 years, you get 2 ports. I don't think that's, oh my god, crazy. But, well, PC. So, number one, I don't think it takes up even 10% of the market, remakes and remasters. Number two, it's how you approach replaying games. A lot of people I've talked to, don't like to replay games. They will play a game, and then they're done with it. Now, if you're that type of person who you play a game one time and you never play it again, then yeah, you're probably not going to like remasters and remakes. If you do like playing games multiple times, then remasters and remakes are great for you. And for me personally, I like to play games multiple times. If I play a game one time and I don't want to play it again, I didn't really like that game. For me personally, if I like the game, it's almost a guarantee that I'm going to replay it. And all of my favorite games I have replayed a shit ton of times. I could list you my top 25 games of all time, and I don't think any of those games on there I just played one time. So for me, that kind of dictates why I'm cool for remasters and remakes. But a lot of people who only play games once, then yeah, they wouldn't be interested in them. So I think that's the part of it. And 3, people say they want games preservation. What do you think the remasters and the remakes are? They're preserving games. Even if something as simple as a remaster keeps those games preserved. So, like, they just ported, I wouldn't even call it a remaster, they just ported Call of Duty Black Ops 1 and 2 to modern systems, PS5 and PS4. There you go. That ensures that there's now a modern way to play Black Ops 1 and 2 for the next 10, 15 years. That's just a simple port, but it goes a long way towards game preservation. So, people say they want games preservation, but then they shit on remasters and remakes. That those are the same thing. They're keeping those games alive for a new generation. If you don't think there's going to be a shit ton of people who are being introduced to Ocarina of Time for the first time now with the remake, then I don't know what to tell you. Hold on a second, real quick. I got to do my O.C.G, my ritual. God in heaven. What I'm about to say next is retroactive to the start of the prayer. God in heaven, but what you mean? God in heaven and only God in heaven. Not go to sing for anyone else. Just God in heaven, Jesus. Please listen to my words and intentions. Now my thoughts to me for favors. 1, please forgive me for doing sins, deals, or strength. Please do sins, deals, make safe drink, get with resurrection sooner or dim in. 2, same goes for spit. 2, please make the show out for the next 12 hours starting now. 3, please let me be okay. 4, please let me be okay. 4, please let me be okay and let this taste delicious. God, never please give me. Sorry, my Steve's being a whore. Like I said, last few weeks I've had a lot of issues.
You don't believe us?
I didn't say that.
I'll bet you $1,000,000 it works.
Sure. Make it 2.
We're almost ready. They just need to finish putting the shield back on.
No rush. Geniuses are gonna bring this plant back to life.
We think we got it this time. You don't believe us?
I didn't say that.
I'll bet you $1,000,000 it works.
Sure. Make it 2.
We're almost ready. They just need to finish putting the shield back on.
No rush.
Here we go.
Yeah, you don't have a whole lot of upgrades to make on this gun when you first get it. I'll wait. I just had to get that workbench as part of the considered collectible.
To the left. Watch it. Okay, that's good. Lower it. Slowly. All right. That's good. Tommy's here. We good to go?
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, anytime you make a port of a new game, you help keep the old game alive.
Ready?
Go ahead. Hit it. Here we go. God damn. We did it, boys. Nice work, boys. Somebody get on the horn and give Maria the good news. You see that?
It's pretty impressive. Looks like you're out 2 minutes.
Let's go talk.
Sweet. Should be a firefly pendant around here somewhere. Oh, hey, more ammo. Always a good thing. And more scrap. Always a good thing. Yeah, see, fuck, man. These pendants are real easy to miss.
It's quite the crew you got here.
Yeah, they're good men. This place gives them a second chance. Gives us all a second chance. So why'd you leave Boston?
I've been on quite the adventure, little brother.
I reckon it's got something to do with that girl.
It's got everything to do with that little girl.
Well, go on then.
She's immune.
Immune to what?
I've seen her, I know I've seen her breathe enough spores to take down a dozen men. And nothing. Now, I wouldn't have believed it neither, but I can show you.
All right. I'll bite. Why bring her here?
I was supposed to deliver to the firefighters. The way I figure they're your boys, You finish the job, you collect the whole damn payment.
I haven't seen a Firefly in years.
You know where they are. Now, I'm not asking for much, Tommy. I just want some simple gear, enough to set me on my way.
What makes you think I'd do this for you?
This isn't for me, Tommy. This is for your damn cause.
My cause is my family now. You ain't talking about some walk in the park here.
Jesus, boy. Have Maria get some of your born-again friends to do it.
They got families too.
Tommy, I need this.
You want some gear? Sure. But I ain't taking that girl off your hands.
This is how you gonna repay me, huh?
Repay you?
For all those goddamn years I took care of us.
Took care. That's what you call it? I got nothing but nightmares from those years.
You survived because of me.
It wasn't worth it?
I bring you the cure for mankind, and you wanna play the pissy little brother.
We ain't back in Boston. You lay your hands on me again, it won't end well for you.
The hell is that?
We're under attack. You still remember how to kill, right?
Yeah.
Shit! Bandits!
Stop him! Don't let him into the building! Keep an eye out! Hurry up!
Shit. Oh, only one shot. Gotta make it count. Shit.
Let's get a move on!
Eh, fuck, I can do that better.
Shit! Bandits!
Stop him! Don't let him into the building!
You're gonna pay for that!
Let's get a move on! You guys see anything?
We got him!
Let's get to the bridge.
Tommy! Bandits! They're breaking into the building!
Can you get out of there?
No, we're trapped.
We're gonna come to you. Just stay.
They're here! Ellie, hide!
Maria! God damn it.
Yeah, here we go. There's a fire axe here. This is actually the best melee weapon in the game. The most amount of hits. Yeah, you actually see the smoke bombs get upgraded as you use them. It's really cool. But like as you get upgrades to make them more durable, it changes the physical appearance of the item. It's a really cool touch. Really, asshole? Actually, you know what? Hold on. Why not use the fucking smoke bomb?
Let's go!
That's all those sons of bitches.
Intro.
Right behind you.
Here, running!
Joe, do your thing.
See, I still can do better. Give me a.
Do your thing.
Shit. Ah, God, I'm still a little bit rusty.
Do your thing.
Up there! You're gonna pay for that!
Oh, God. Shot his whole fucking leg off. What the fuck?
Maria?
I'm alright. The kid's with me.
I was too damn close.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Joel. Oh man, they were coming in from every direction. Then Maria was like, "We gotta run!" And so we dove over these tables, and this huge guy blasted with a shotgun.
Slow down. Listen, hey, are you hurt?
No.
God damn it. I need to talk to you.
Absolutely not. You tell him to go find somebody else.
Maria, I can't have this hanging over my head.
Do you have any idea how many men we lost here today?
Hey, what's that all about? Does that have anything to do with me?
Talk about it later.
Did he tell you where the lab is?
We'll talk about it later.
Later. Right.
It takes one fuck up. One fuck up, and then I turn into one of those widows, okay?
I have to do this. I don't know what else to say.
Fine.
Maria.
Here we go.
You. If anything at all happens to him, it's on you.
She's thankful, you know.
Yeah, I know.
I'll take that girl of yours to the Fireflies. You don't have to worry about it.
It's best this way.
Well, maybe some real good will come of this.
I need to talk to Ellie.
Say again, I didn't hear you. Joel!
What is it?
That girl of yours, she took one of our horses and rode off.
Damn it. Which way?
Come on.
I just saw
Now the storm starts to lessen.
Go back
You
inside.
can see the mountain in the
Let's
distance.
clean the place up.
Okay, be careful out there.
They also completely overhauled the horse animations, noticeably.
Yeah.
It's not that they were bad before, but they came a long way since then.
She couldn't have gotten far. We'll find her, don't worry.
Stubborn kid.
She usually pull these stunts.
Nothing like this. What's going on?
Yeah. So now you can start to see the mountain in the distance. But if you play the original game, you can see the horseback riding is just dramatically better.
Down this way.
Horse tracks. She went into these woods. Come on.
Ellie, what are you thinking? All right, come on. There. More tracks.
And yeah, I definitely know what you mean. A lot of people hate parts of the second game. But be that as it may, I still actually like the second game overall. I know a lot of people just fucking hate the entire game, but I don't. I think the second game makes some missteps, but I think it's still a good game overall. There's some really great parts of the story. The whole part with Ellie's birthday at the Dinosaur Museum is one of the best parts in any of these games. It has some of my favorite levels in the series. Towards the end of Ellie's campaign in Seattle, they have a level called the Flooded City, where you're navigating, parts of the city flooded by water. And that is actually one of my favorite parts in any game ever, and it's fucking sick. You're navigating, downstream through the city while it's so overgrown. You're climbing up a Ferris wheel. You're dealing with the big-ass fights between the Seraphites and the wolves. You're able to dive under the water. They have apartments that you're fighting through, lit by torchlight. and verticality, and the gameplay in the second game is amazing. The second game has some of the most visceral gameplay I've ever seen.
I got your back. How many are you see?
Too goddamn many.
Move it up. Yeah, got your back.
Go around, I'll cover you.
Get asshole! Go! I got you covered!
Open up! I got your back! Fucker! Go! That's all of them.
Come on, back to the horses.
Like I said, the second game has some of my favorite levels in the series. You have that level with Ellie called the Flooded City, where you're navigating the downhill in a flooded city. You climb the Ferris wheel. You're getting in and out of the boat. There's giant battles between the wolves and the scars that you can come in. There's apartment buildings with multiple layers, multiple levels that you're climbing through that are lit up by bonfire. It's one of my favorite levels in the games. It's just a really cool fucking idea. And then the whole last chapter with Abby near the end at the Scar Island is fucking incredible. It's like stepping back into an 1800s horror movie. Seeing how they like took it over. You hear about the scars and how they reject technology and how they went old school. And you see it firsthand. Oh, here's fucking fields, old-timey buildings. And it is just not what you're expecting. And that whole fucking chunk on the island, man, is just outstanding. Just double checking for ammo. See? Or even the whole fucking California part of the game. What seemingly the last level of the game, man, radically shifts environments to Santa Monica, California. Yeah, everybody joked about how it didn't need to be made. But I don't really care about that, to be honest with you. I think it's kind of a stupid argument. This remaster, this remake didn't need to be made. Nothing needs to be made. No game needs to be made. No remake needs to be made. Okay, the question isn't, should this be made? It should be, is it good? Is it good? And I think they offered a lot of value for a $10 upgrade. Oh, hey, Chris, good to see you, man. Sweet. Oh yeah. We'll look for the shorty. Yeah, you told me. Oh, hold on.
Tracks keep going this way.
Just hope they didn't get to her.
You told me you're on a leave of absence, or you're gonna go on a leave of absence because family you didn't really explain what happened there. Now that you have to. But yeah. For what it's worth, I hope you enjoy your leave. Even if you didn't take the leave for a good reason. But you know what I mean? Like, even if the reason your family had you take the leave is not good, like something happened, I hope you still enjoy it. What I'm trying to say. And see, now the storm completely clears. Now you can see the mountain off in the distance.
Look, by the ranch. That's our horse. She's got to be there.
Area looks clear.
In this upcoming scene, this has got to be one of my favorite scenes in any game ever.
Be careful.
Hold on a second. There's a couple collectibles in this house, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Ellie? Ellie?
Christ. I'll keep it out. Reckon you guys need to have a chat.
And they have a really cool... It's a really small detail here that I really like. In the original game, all the cutscenes were static video files. They weren't real-time. And that was so they could hide the loading on PS3. So while that was how they managed it in all the Uncharted games and The Last of Us on PS3, did not have any loading times once you started the game. Because anytime it would play a movie, it would be loading the next level in the background while it played a video file. And it was effective, but it stopped the cutscenes from being in real time. Starting with Uncharted 4 and onwards, they did cutscenes real time. So when they went back and they did this remake, they actually went and made all the cutscenes in this game real time. But all the cutscenes originally would cut to black to go into the cutscene and cut to black to go out of the cutscene. they actually made a bunch of transitions, new transitions, specifically to smooth the transition in and out of cutscenes now, since they don't have to be a hard cut since they're real time. And in the original game, after this whole emotional scene with Ellie, which is one of my favorite scenes in any game ever, you're like, oh, bandits are coming, and it cuts to black, and he's sitting there up against the door. They actually created a new animation of him literally coming out of the cutscene and leaning up against the door to smooth that in. It's like a little touch, but it makes everything flow in and out so much smoother. Sweet ammo. Supplies. This actually would have been an awesome place to live before the apocalypse. Sadly. I think that continues the story. Yeah. Just want to make sure I got all the supplies and everything before I move on. This is one of my favorite scenes in any game ever. Honestly, one of my favorite scenes in anything. Yeah, I agree. They had to get special permission to do that too. People thought because they made Crash Bandicoot that they had the rights. They did not. Universal had the rights to Crash Bandicoot. So they actually had to get Universal's permission to do that. And they actually talked about how they had to do some tech wizardry to make it work. Because you're essentially playing an emulator while you're playing the main game. It's not easy to pull that off.
Is this really all they had to worry about? Boys, movies, deciding which shirt goes with which skirt. It's bizarre.
Get up. We're leaving.
And if I say no?
Do you even realize what your life means? Huh? Running off like that, putting yourself at risk? It's pretty goddamn stupid.
Well, I guess we're both disappointed with each other then.
What do you want from me?
Admit that you wanted to get rid of me the whole time.
Tommy knows this area.
Oh, fuck that.
Well, I'm sorry. I trust him better than I trust myself.
Stop with the bullshit. What are you so afraid of? That I'm gonna end up like Sam? I can't get infected. I can take care of myself.
How many close calls have we had?
Well, we seem to be doing all right so far.
And now you'll be doing even better with Tommy.
But I love this because you can literally see, like, the facial acting, you can literally see his emotion harden when she brings up Sarah.
Not her, you know.
What?
Maria told me about Sarah.
Ellie? You are treading on some mighty thin ice here.
I'm sorry about your daughter, Joel. But I have lost people too.
You have no idea what loss is.
Everyone I have cared for has either died or left me. Everyone fucking except for you. So don't tell me that I would be safer with someone else, because the truth is I would just be more scared.
You're right. You're not my daughter. And I sure as hell ain't your dad.
And the truth of the matter is he wanted to part ways with her because he realized he cared about her. After what happened with Sam and Henry, he, was deathly afraid of losing Ellie. And it was at that point that Joel started to realize he had feelings for Ellie. Like, he actually cared about her, and that it would fucking crush him if he lost her. So, that's why it wasn't because it was dangerous, it was because he couldn't bear the thought of her dying and him being responsible. And it's actually, not because he didn't want her around, it's the opposite. It's because he started to really care about Ellie, and he was afraid that if she died, he couldn't stomach the loss.
We're going our separate ways.
Get it together. We're not alone.
I got 2 walking in.
There's more inside already.
See? They created that animation of the door pulling away. Right there to make it seamless. It was not seamless before. Shit like that I love.
Hey, there's nothing.
Ah, shit. Come on.
Hang back. Watch yourself.
Check that room.
I got nothing over this way.
Neither.
Let's just be cool, man. Take it easy.
He's in here!
All right. House is clear.
Let's get back to the horses.
And this is the change. This is the change in their relationship. This next chapter of the game, the university, is one of my favorite chapters in gaming, and it is my favorite chapter in this game. Because up until now, he's had feelings for Ellie, he's cared about her, but he hasn't chosen to take her on. It's kind of just she was stuck with him. But there's a moment here where Tommy's willing to take her, and Joel says, no, I'm going to take her. And it changes the dynamic because, one, he accepts that he really cares about her, and B, he's choosing to be with her and follow her instead of, he's choosing to be with her. Or are you talking about, like, can I see me, like, my camera? Yeah. I thought you were talking about the reflection on the screen. No, but I can see my camera feed, yeah. But he's choosing to be with her. And that changes the whole dynamic. No. It's static. Reflections cost a lot, honestly. So I get why. But it changes their whole dynamic because for the first time, he's choosing to be with Ellie instead of just being thrust upon her. He didn't want to take her on at first. Tess made him take her on out of obligation to her because Tess had been his friend for so long and presumably at one point his lover. Well, it's just because real-time reflections are incredibly hard to render. That's why. That's the main reason. Even now, they're incredibly expensive to render. So, they go for performance in this game. This game is a rock-solid 60 FPS on PS5. And it would be hard to maintain a quality frame rate with tons of reflections. But, like I said, this whole scene, there's a whole change in the relationship here. Where, he's choosing to be with her. And this next chapter, like I said, is one of my favorite chapters in any game ever. Yeah, they did. The ray tracing. I don't think they get enough credit for that. Those games were Spider-Man 2 in particular was a coding marvel. Because they have this massive city, tons of NPCs, tons of really dense buildings. It's pretty much a worst nightmare for CPU. They have real-time ray trace reflections. And not like a little bit, because it's fucking NYC, there's ray trace reflections everywhere. And so the fact that they got that city to be as dense as it was, for you to move through that city as fast as you move through it, and they had real-time reflections and 60 FPS, and they managed to lock to 60 FPS almost 100% of the time. You might get a couple of dips here and there, like during some of the Sandman fights. Some of the particles might, dip the frame rate a little bit. But Spider-Man 2 was like 99% locked to 60 FPS, despite being fucking 1440p, ray tracing, in a massive world. But yeah, that's Insomniac. They're always good at optimization. But yeah. And like I said, there's just the fact that they managed to have all that ray trace surfaces at 60 FPS was insane. A lot of companies would have just cut the ray tracing from the 60 FPS mode and left it for the quality mode, but they managed to do both by making smart reductions to the ray tracing. They got it to work at 60 FPS. And that's another reason why I'm pretty sure that Wolverine's going to be rock solid. But anyway, this next chapter is one of my favorite chapters in gaming. And my favorite chapter in this game. Everything about this next chapter is just amazing. It's when you get to full fall. Because this is technically fall, but there's not very many colored leaves because it's the start of fall, presumably. That next chapter, you get full fall. All the leaves are autumn colored. I have a special thing for fall. It's my favorite season. So any setting that's fall in a game, I'm going to like. It's structured more like sandbox. Like you can get in on and off the horse, and it's like a bunch of more wide open areas. You actually have space to explore with the horse. Like you get on the horse a little bit here, but it's mainly just you get on it to do the story. They kind of freely let you get on and off the horse in the next chapter. I really like the setting where it's a college campus. You get the flamethrower, which is fucking awesome. You get the fourth tool. You can start making really good upgrades to your guns. And Ellie and Joel's relationship is at its zenith. Because after the fall chapter, Ellie gets fucked up by the cannibals. So even though she still loves Joel, she's traumatized. And then before they have a chance to fix that damage, stuff with the Fireflies happens. So that chapter, the fall chapter, the university chapter, is when their relationship is at its peak. He wants to be with her. She wants to be with him. They're both on a good place. So you see a lot of friendly, touching banter between the two. And Joel even opens up to her about things he doesn't normally tell other people about. And it's where their relationship is at its most. And everything about this next chapter I like. And like I said, it's by far my favorite chapter in the game. Hold on. Ah, shit.
We're clear.
You want a hand up?
Got it.
We're gonna recognize this because we do the remake over. And I'll show you another really cool detail they added. In the original game, you see this view of Jackson, and you see the same view at the end of the game. And in The Last of Us 2, you see more of Jackson. You actually get to walk around the Jackson City streets in the beginning of the game, and in a couple flashbacks. And you go to the church. It's where Ellie has her big dance with Dina. The church is a big building, but it wasn't in the original game, because I guess they weren't thinking about it. They actually went back in and added the church. See, you can see it right there in the middle of the screen. That church was not in the original game. And that's something they went and added to make the first game have more continuity with the second, which I think is really cool.
There she is. Kids will be watching movies tonight.
Where is this lab of theirs?
It's all the way out, University of Eastern Colorado.
Go Bighorns. Ellie, get off the horse. Give it on back to Tommy. I'm gonna hang on to this fella, if that's all right with you. Go on, don't make me repeat myself.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Your wife kind of scares me. I don't want her coming after me.
Sorry for stealing your horse.
Come back to town. Let's discuss it at least.
You know me, my mind's all made up. University, Eastern Colorado. How do I find this lab?
It's in the science building. Looks like a giant mirror. You can't miss it.
Take care of that wife of yours.
There's a place for you here. You know.
You can see Joel got a house, his own house, in this place, and he decorated it. And one of the most touching things in the second game, you can see dozens of people left bouquets at his house when he died. Just super awesome detail.
You good?
I'm good.
Adios, little brother.
Okay, let me see if I get this straight. If you mess up your fourth down, then you give the ball to the other team?
Right, it's called turnover.
And if you clear the 10 yards, then you're back at first down?
First down, that's right.
Man, it's confusing.
Hey, you just gotta play it a couple times. It all makes sense.
This level also pushed. This level also pushed the PS3 to the limits. This is one of the levels that suffered the most on PS3. They actually had to, because the levels were much bigger, because this is one of the biggest levels in the game and the levels were much bigger, they actually had to render the distant scenery as a 2D cutout, like a pre-rendered art that's slapped on a thing. They used to do that in old games, and they stopped doing that. And they actually did that in the original game, and that's one of the things they did in the remake. They were actually able to go back to these scenes and add 3D geometry. So, like, before, like, literally it was 2D art slapped over the horizon to show the mountains, and now it's a 3D rendered object. And they also vastly expanded the draw distance. You could really see the level loading in the original game. Well, and it should be, yeah, in this car back here. The comic book.
Come on.
Stay, Callus. What kind of name is Callus, anyways?
Not my fault you forgot to ask Tommy his name.
Callus.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, because like literally they were pushing the system to the limit. The university chapter is one of the biggest chapters in the game to accommodate for you using the horse. So they didn't have time to do the 3D geometry in the scene, so it was just a 2D cutout. And you could see that it was 2D cutout. Like now it's all this 3D. You can even see if you zoom in, like even the mountains way back there are actually rendered objects, not just 2D art. I also think this is Joel's best outfit. It's the look that suits him the most. The leather jacket really fits Joel, gives him that all-American look.
Ellie, I think I found another one of them comics you've been reading.
Oh,
Scoot on back.
And you can see how much they overhauled the animations. But no, like, they were pushing the PS3 to the limits, so the draw distance could be pretty bad. You would actually see the grass and shit popping in, and they, like, doubled or tripled the draw distance in the remake.
Let's go.
Like, there was really bad pop-in. Like, I remember you could literally see all the grass popping in right ahead of you.
Get on.
okay. None of these buildings look like a mirror to me.
Well, we'll head to Central Grounds. Should be able to see most of the campus from there.
There's also a lot of shit hidden in this chapter, more than you'd think.
I'll stay with Callus.
I hate that name. Scoot back. I'll be right back.
I'll be here.
And here's a workbench.
This is a good spot.
I'm gonna wait though. Gotta get the 4th level of tools. Towards the end of this chapter, you get a shiv door. There's a couple of shiv doors throughout this chapter. I think there's like 2, and you get a shit ton of scrap. But then you get the 4th set of tools near the end of the chapter and a workbench then. And so I'm gonna wait until I get the 4th set of tools before I do any upgrades. Yeah. And this is also one of the last weapons in the game. That's another really cool thing they did in New Game Plus. In the original game, New Game Plus was used so you could get all the upgrades, because this game is set up so that even if you get all the scrap, you can only upgrade half your weapons. Even if you get every single bit of scrap in this game, you still can't upgrade all the weapons. So you have to do New Game Plus. And the New Game Plus originally let you get, carry over all your weapon upgrades, but it was kind of shitty because you didn't gain access to the weapons until you got access to them in the game again. So if you played New Game Plus, you would have all of the upgrades you made on the flamethrower, but you wouldn't get the flamethrower until the chapter you got the flamethrower originally. And most people felt like that was really shitty for New Game Plus. So they actually went back and they redid New Game Plus in the remake to let you have all of your gear from the beginning. So when you get all of your gear, when you start the game in New Game Plus, as soon as you get your guns and near the very beginning of the game, you have all of your weapons. And that change alone makes New Game Plus 10 times better in the remake than it was in the original game. And that's how New Game Plus should be. Like, you just keeping access to your upgrades, but still having to reacquire the weapons was lame. Of course, the game actually lets you choose. You can play New Game Plus the way it originally was, but who would want to choose that? But the one of the cool upsides to that is in the original game, you only got the assault rifle at the very end of the game. You literally get it in the Firefly lab, and you only have it in that one scene. So you don't really get to use it a lot, and I understand the reason. They wanted you to carefully conserve ammunition and have to make each shot count. So giving you an automatic assault rifle would kind of ruin that. That's why they wait till the end to give it to you. It's the last upgrade. Go crazy. But it actually makes playing through it in New Game Plus a whole lot more fun because, well, you can play through the whole game with the fucking assault rifle. That's a game changer. Like, just playing the earlier chapters with the assault rifle is fucking awesome. I mean, the bow, too, the assault rifle. It actually New Game Plus allows you to do a bow-only run, which I actually did. And it's one more reason why I stopped posting to Reddit. Because I was like, you can get infinite ammo in the remake. And you get the bow from the beginning. Could you play through the game with only the bow? And the answer is yes, you can. And I did a run-through, only using the bow. Had to get creative, because trying to kill a fucking bloater with only a bow would take some doing, by the way.
There was a lookout here.
That's a good sign.
And I posted on Reddit that I did like the first world's only the world's first bow-only run in Last of Us, and some fucking piece of shit was like, oh, that's not impressive, you do it with infinite ammo. It's literally not possible to do without infinite ammo, by the way. There's not enough arrows, so that was the only way I could have done it. But that's kind of indicative of why I grew to hate Reddit. A few years back, I used to be on Reddit all the time. But I quickly lost my passion for Reddit, and I don't use it anymore, because Reddit is got to be one of the most fucking toxic sites on the internet. You are always going to find assholes anywhere you go on the internet. That's a given. But be that as it may, there are places that are way more toxic than others, and that was fucking Reddit. I don't think I've ever been to a more toxic corner of the internet than fucking Reddit. And I was in quite a bit of the subreddits. Every time I post something or talk to somebody or comment something, I would have somebody being a fucking asshole. And I got tired of it. And what caused me to leave Reddit, and now my account's been dormant, I don't think I've posted in like 2 years, is I got banned from R Gaming, the subreddit, for things that I did not in R Gaming. In R Gaming, in order to stop people from just constantly promoting their shit, they have strict rules about how much you can promote yourself. They'll let you post yourself occasionally, and that's totally fair. I agree with those rules. Otherwise, it'd just be people posting their game shit. But what they don't tell you is they count posts that you make in other groups. So they were groups where it was okay to post your stuff. It was totally for the rules. And they were banning me and giving me temporary bans in R Gaming for posts I made in other fucking groups. And telling me, well, you know, and the posts were allowed in those groups. It is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen. Each Reddit has its own fucking rules. So you're giving me shit for something I did in a different group. That's not cool. And I literally kept getting banned for posts I didn't even fucking make in R Gaming. And then I got banned for like a month, and for a post I didn't even make in R Gaming, and I messaged the mod, and I'm like, what the hell? And I was super polite about it. I didn't say what the hell. I'm like, okay, I didn't even make this post in this group. And he upgraded it to a lifetime status, and he's like, you know what? We don't want you here. You don't learn the lesson about promotion. You won't listen. You haven't heeded our warnings. And it's like, and then the mod muted me, and I told him to go fuck himself. Because, what do you mean I didn't learn the lesson here? Where you're like the only fucking Reddit that will fucking ban people for stuff they did in other groups. It makes no fucking sense. So you're like telling me I haven't learned the lesson, and I was very cautious to make sure that for every one thing I would post, like for my group, I would post, or my streams, I would post 10 things that weren't. And if you actually looked at my posting history, I followed their rules to the letter. They were getting me for stuff that I didn't even fucking do in that group. They were getting me for posts I made in groups where those things were allowed. I was in groups that allowed you to post your streams. So I posted them. And I mean, you get what I'm saying, right? That logic is just fucked. And that was the only group that did that. And I had already been really upset because I would post all kinds of things in Reddit, and I would post a lot of things that I put a lot of time on. Like, I didn't just post, like, the most banal shit. I would post, like, funny memes I made for games. I would post, like, interesting questions saying, hey, what's this, what's this? Like, I actually put a lot of time and effort into the things that I posted on Reddit, trying to make them intriguing. And when I wasn't getting banned for stuff that I did in other fucking groups, I was having people be snarky and bitchy. Every time I would post something, I had some fucking asshole come up and shit on me. And I remember there was this one guy on Reddit that he dug through my entire profile history. somebody asked me what my job was. I remember back when I was one of the first people to beat Elden Ring, somebody asked me what my job was, and I said it was streaming because I'm not going to tell him my life story. I'm not going to tell people my life story, that I'm trying to get disability and that I'm trying to make streaming a career. So I just said streaming. And this fucking cocksucker went through my entire post history, and he's like, well, actually, you have this, 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 and this many subs, so you couldn't be making it a career. You're a liar. And then he pulled a bunch of stuff from my post to throw it in my face, and all I did was make a comment in this group. I didn't know this guy. I didn't personally offend this guy, but he went like digging through months of my posts like a fucking stalker for dirt to throw at me. And then he came into one of my streams later, like a week or two later, to make fun of me. And that's fucking insane. Literally, I made one comment on one post. Somebody asked me my job, and then this guy goes through months of my posts, basically stalking me, looking for dirt to make fun of me. He doesn't even know me, so why would you think he'd be invested? And why do you think he'd even like try to attack me? And then he actually comes and harasses me in another stream for one comment I made. And that was an extreme example, but I kept running into people on Reddit that were just fucking dicks. And it was like, if you know me, I am not like the type of person that starts arguments. I'm not the type of person that's rude. I'm incredibly polite. I am nice. I'm nice to people until they give me a reason not to be. So it wasn't like I was being a dick and people were responding in kind. I would make like the most seemingly innocuous post, and I would have people pissing all over it just because they could. And it was in all these different Reddits. Like I said, I know that there are assholes on the internet. I know that there are going to be dickholes. You know, you can't be on the internet. You can't have content creation and not have people be assholes. That's just not realistic. But there's a difference between like a couple of assholes here and there, and all you find is assholes. And I swear to God, all I ran into on Reddit was fucking assholes. And then I would make a post. I remember one time I got really upset. I made a post on Star Wars Reddit that went viral. It was like a really cool picture I took of a background on the not Jedi Survivor, Jedi Fallen Order. There's like a portion near the end of the game where it shows this really cool planet with 2 moons, and I took a picture of the artwork and I shared it, and it went crazy viral. We're talking about this post had like 17,000 upvotes. Okay, that's a lot of fucking upvotes for Reddit for a single game picture. And the fucking mods took it down. And they didn't even give me a reason why. And they didn't tell me, oh, this is against the rules. Nothing I made in that post was against the rules. It wasn't a spoiler. It wasn't anything. It was a background image from one moment of Jedi Fallen Order. But I had a post that did really well, literally had like 17,000 upvotes, and they removed it just because they could, even though it didn't break any rules. And when I tried to ask them why they removed it, they couldn't give me a straight answer. So, it was like, oh, when I have a post that does really well, you guys just shit can it. And in fact, my dad looked it up, and my Reddit post was one of the top 20 trending posts on Reddit at that moment before they took it down. So, literally, they took it down after only a couple of hours. If they had left it up, I could have had one of the number one trending things on the site. And that could have got me attention. Like I said, I got 17,000 upvotes after a couple of hours. And it was trending not just on Star Wars subreddit, but on Reddit. That could have gotten me a huge amount of traction for my channel, even if a small portion of those checked it. But they shit canned the post. Why? Because they could. And I guess they were upset that I had a post that went viral. That's the only reason I can think of. Because it didn't break any rules. And they couldn't give me a straight answer. When I asked the mods, they were being elusive. So it's like, oh, this guy has a hit post. Fuck him. Literally, I know that sounds like conspiracy theories, but when the post doesn't break any rules, and you can't give me a straight answer why you took it down, and the post went crazy viral, I have to think that's why they did it. Nothing. They say people are coming. What's the point of being out here? Nothing happens. Nothing still. Mark, quit your bitching. Plenty of time to reappear. Working guard duty on the science side. That's true misery. 9:14. 5 new recruits from Chicago QZN. Ha! Finally, one of them gave me a pack of for doing a good job. Sweet. 10, 5, 6 guys from HQN. Takes 6 guys to deliver 1 truck. Must be worse out here than I remember. Supply delivery from HQN. By the way, Snag 2 Alice, one of the greats left you want to enjoy. 10:31. 10 million werewolves in. Let him in to see you, Andrea. Happy Halloween. 11:05. Recon went to Savage Supplies from town out. Recon returned in. Roger yelled at me for sleeping prick. 12:21. Biologist from San Francisco in. The guy's a real asshole. Watch out for him. 3 new recruits to escort in. At least they wish me Merry Xmas. Didn't feel like telling them I was Jewish. 2:22. 10 crates from Utah Hospital. A lot of lab stuff in. So, every time I would post something on Reddit, didn't matter what it was, no matter how seemingly unoffensive it was, because I wasn't posting things to get like a rise out of people. I wasn't looking for an argument. I posted things just trying to share cool stuff with people, and they would attack me. And like I said, you get used to a certain amount of assholes. But it seemed like all I ever fucking ran into on Reddit was assholes. Out of all the places I've been on the internet, it is the most toxic place I've ever been. I've been on Twitter, I've been on, Facebook, and I've met my fair share of assholes, but nothing worse than Reddit. And that's good. I've seen a lot of people also share that opinion, that they're like, man, Reddit is full of dicks. And getting posted... getting banned from Art Gaming for something I did in a different fucking group that was within the rules in that group. So what I posted didn't break any rules anywhere, but getting banned for something I did, and then having the modded tell me, well, we don't want you here because you can't follow the rules. When I followed the rules, that broke me and I quit and I didn't go back. It's been like 2 years now since I've used Reddit. And I know I went on a tangent just now, but it was because literally this game, one of the last posts I made was me talking about,
So, these places, people would live here and just study, even though they were all grown up?
Yeah, study, party, and find themselves. Figure out what they wanted to do with their lives.
What they wanted to do with their lives.
Well, scoot.
That's a giant ram. You guys were like some idol worshippers.
When it came to sports, hell yeah.
So I just, gave up on it.
Come on.
It's getting chilly.
It's that time of year.
Sweet.
Scoot back.
And I just think this chapter is so beautiful, man. The college campus, the fall leaves. Yeah. This game made me reminisce.
Hey, over there. Is that it?
It does look like a giant mirror.
This, it made me remember. Because it was one of the last posts I ever made on Reddit. Was talking about how I did a bow-only run, and I thought it was so cool. And then somebody's like, well, it's not actually that special. Because people have nothing better to do with their lives than to tear other people down. You can see even the mountains here are actually 3D rendered objects, which I think is really cool. Even as far away as they are. Those were 2D in their original game.
How many people do you think are there? Fireflies, I mean.
I reckon it takes quite a crew to run that operation.
Do you think there'll be other people my age?
I'm not sure.
And also, I love how this chapter handles the contrast between the light and the sun. You repeatedly go from the bright sunlight outside to the dark interiors. And I love it when games fuck with the contrast like that.
Whoa. What is it?
Sounds like runners.
Stay with the horse. I'll go check it out. Yes, I don't want him running off. I'll be right back.
And I just love how this area looks. It's still a college campus, but it's overgrown and beautiful. Yeah, that'll do nicely. It'll do, donkey. It'll do.
Looks like someone jerry-rigged this thing. No juice.
We had to rig up the door to the generator upstairs. Please use sparingly as we're running out of gas. This is your chance to use the flamethrower. I'm looking for a bottle that can kite these fuckers. Yeah, hold on. Maybe I should. I have limited flamethrower rounds right now. There's quite a bit of these fuckers, so maybe I should. Yeah.
And that's that.
Like I said, I like the the contrast. And the dark interiors to the bright exteriors. And then actually letting you go into the college dorms is really cool. There's actually quite a few areas hidden here too. Something I missed when I first played this game. You actually climb up into the window and go into some of the spare buildings to the side. I totally missed that when I first played this.
Hey, I was thinking I would have wanted to be an astronaut.
That a fact.
Yeah. Can you imagine being up there all by yourself? Would have been cool. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's something I missed when I first played this game.
What about you? What'd you want to be?
Well, when I was a kid, I used to want to be
I do bagels, my shit's fucking asses.
a singer.
Shut up.
I'm serious.
Sing something.
No.
Come on, I won't laugh.
I don't think so.
Joel, please.
Scooch.
And you can also see how comfortable they've gotten with each other. There's a part, an optional conversation, where Ellie asks about Joel's wife. And he says, okay. And she says, too much? He says, too much. She drops it. Normally he would be upset with her for broaching the subject and dismissive. But he just says, okay. And she is comfortable. She doesn't try to press it, and she drops it. And that shows how far they've come.
Aw, are those monkeys?
Yeah, a whole mess of them. All right, come on.
So you can actually climb up here and climb up to the top and go in the window. And the first, actually, couple times I played this game, I didn't know you could do that. You actually see a wall memorial in loving memory. It's cool they hit all this detail up here. As well as better and then I gotta go back.
Go, Stu.
Here we go, yeah. God, and everybody's giving me do make all my shit fucking access. Can everybody's give me do?
Scoot back.
That was kind of awesome.
First time seeing a monkey?
First time seeing a monkey.
Scoot back. Let's go.
Hey, look. Fireflies.
I see it.
This is good. First sign of fireflies.
Get him. Pick up. All right, let's try that gate. Figure.
There it is. This won't budge. Watch yourself.
You too.
And they also significantly improved the lighting in this game in the remake, in this dormitories, and gave a lot more color. Lighting was very flat and static in the original game. It didn't have a lot of color, and they made it have a lot much brighter lighting and be much more colorful. I'm not doing it justice, but it's actually very noticeable when you play the remake. These dormitories. And I'm also running into one of the only areas where you're going to get lag on this game in a base PS5. In performance mode, this game is like 99% locked to 60, but there's a couple of spots where it can dip a little bit. Not a huge amount, but a noticeable amount. It's usually when there's a ton of particles on the screen, and you get down here and there's a ton of spores, bloater, and you're using a flamethrower, and it can dip. Although, like I said, I'm going to say 95% of this is locked at 60. 1:18. 9 goddamn months of waiting, still nothing. No word from anyone. Found some additional cans of food in the dining common, so they won't last. Had an incident in the Eastern Hall barricade, but everything is still secure. 0131. I caught a glimpse of a group of those things running around. I caught a glimpse of a group of those things running around. I saw one that looked like Heather. Maybe it was Heather. Fuck. 210. Since batteries are running short, they're now only listening to radio once a night. I give up on that since the last broadcast. Since the last broadcast, it's been 3 fucking months. Why do they bother? 225. Cheryl was smoking out yesterday. She said she needed it. She got pissed when I threw out her stash. She doesn't get it. We need to keep a clear head here. Someone's going to have to go into town and get more supplies. It's probably going to be me.
Wonder how long you held out.
And I feel like it's we should just let people be. Plus, if people are losing their minds, we can actually help people chill the fuck out.
Damn it, spores.
See, they increased the lighting coming in from the windows. There's very little lighting originally here. Now there's a lot more. There's also a bloater here you gotta kill. Technically, you can actually get past it in the game without killing it. But it actually has one of the Firefly pendants. Yeah, the lighting here was dramatically overhauled. And I usually take out the clicker silently with the bow. And then I take out the bloater with the flamethrower. Just because bloater's bad enough, you don't want clickers too, so I usually go quiet until I get to the bloater, and I go loud. More flamethrower fuel was a good thing. I'm literally about to use some. We got 2 more clickers. No, I'm sorry, make that 3 more. No, wait, no, that's the bloater. Never mind. It's hard to see. It's fat ass. More flamethrower fuel was a good thing. Oh, hey, more arrows. So I just used some. Nice. Come on. You going down? Done? Okay. Sweet. I don't know if you can actually see PS3s. And you think because this was a Sony-made game that they would be able to get PS3s, but no, actually. They talk about how they had to fight to get it, and they had to do it in a certain way to actually be able to get a PS3 in games. Because they were like, you think because we're like a Sony company that it would be easy, but like, no, we actually had to get this cleared and had to go through hoops. PlayStation. And then there's Jack and Daxter. And Nathan Drake plushies, which is really cool. Touch. That was there in the original game as well. And actually, Jack and Daxter board game, Uncharted board game. Those are real board games, by the way. I don't know if you can get them anymore, but they actually made board games for both of those. I'll grab that wooden board because I don't have a melee weapon, but if I get literally any other melee weapon, it's going. And then, if I'm not mistaken, there's some blade parts back here in one of the drawers I opened, so I can get them now. Yep. And blade parts here and here. Sweet, so I'm full again. Okay, I think that's everything here. You see, technically, if you can pull this far enough away from the door, you can actually get out of here without fighting anyone. But then you don't get the Firefly pendant, so...
I should hope.
That's where I came. There's a couple more door rooms you can explore around here. U.S. military recall search effort. Found this in town. What the fuck? No one's coming. With the latest WHO report estimating that as much as 60% of the world's population is either dead or infected with the CBI pandemic, the United States military has released a statement that they're recalling all their search efforts. Regions up to 10 miles from each war zone's perimeter will remain under patrol for citizens attempting to enter, but no further effort will be made to evacuate those potentially trapped in hard-to-reach areas. Attorney General Arthur Monroe made this clear in a letter. Found this in town. What the fuck? No one's coming. Yeah. We hope and pray that our government will look after us, and then they fucking bail on us. They isolate and consolidate their power and leave us to fucking wither. I'd like to say I hope that wouldn't happen in real life, but we've seen several times. Somehow, when things get tough, it's always the people higher up who are safe, and meanwhile, us, their constituents, get fucked.
More infected, I'm fine.
Here, come up on the gate.
Okay, fuck. Oh, I have to turn the right way. My bad. Oh, there's a certain way to do it. Oh, that's my bad.
Let's try the gate.
You did it!
Yeah. Come on through. Scoot.
Those clickers. You think they were fireflies?
No. No, I don't think so.
Why would they have infected so close to the lab?
Well, Bill used them as a form of defense. Maybe they're doing the same.
Yeah, I could see that.
I never give you miracles. Or maybe they decided, we're gonna get the fuck out of here! Yeah, that's another quality of life feature they did in the remake. There would be a couple of audio diaries you'd have to listen to, or you could listen to, and you'd have to previously open your tab, your notes tab. Now you can actually listen to them while you're walking around, and that's just a simple quality of life feature, but one I really appreciated.
No guards. No nothing.
Yeah, I'd expect to see someone by now. Let's get inside.
Have you ever been to one of these?
What, university?
Yeah.
No, not as a student, at least.
Why not?
I had Sarah when I was pretty young.
Were you married?
For a while.
What happened?
Okay,
Too much?
too much.
Are we ever gonna find living fireflies?
We better. Scoot on back. Come on.
Hey, what about over there?
Yeah, that looks like a way in. It's rusted shut. We'll have to find another way.
Maybe we can get over it.
All right, not what I had in mind, but it'll do.
All right, we're inside. Come on, kiddo, give me your hand.
Thanks. Let's look around. Hello? Where are they?
Time to go to work.
Here's where you get to make the best Molotovs. And actually, fun touch, once you get that upgrade, it actually makes your Molotovs burn blue when you light them. Although it's impossible to see in photo mode for some fucking reason. And you get 50 scrap, which is great. And your fourth tool. Which you get access to a lot of upgrades with this. Now needs the workbench.
Time to go to work.
So there's a lot more upgrades I can make now. Yeah, see, piercing, capacity, fire rate. Reload speed, range. And I've got 639 scraps, quite a bit of scrap. It makes the rounds go through armor, which you need later on. And it gives it that awesome thick barrel. Big boy. Increased capacity, so I have 2 shots. That gives me 3 shots for the rifle, and that's the max you can have. Same for the Magnum. That's scope to the weapon, and that increases it. Rounds fired by the weapon deal more damage, 50% more damage. That's a huge improvement. And it gives it a much better bolt. See, the bolt's simple. That's like a carbon weave bolt wrapped around. That's actually like a really good bolt in real life. And then he actually takes the scope off and adds a better scope. You think that like just increasing it would do nothing, but no, you get actually a much cooler scope. With a red trim, baby. Plus, this is the last time you get a chance to upgrade your weapons for a while. Because you're playing as Ellie in the next chapter for a lot, and then when you're playing as Joel, you don't really have a chance, so you don't really get to upgrade your weapons again at another bench until spring. So this is like the last chance for you, for a while, for you to upgrade your weapons. And yeah, so now the rifle's almost totally upgraded. The only upgrade that's left is rounds fired by the weapon go through armor. You need tool level 5 for that, and you get that in spring. That's all I can really do for the rifle. Let me see. reload speed, range. And it's really cool. He adds a clip drop off to the gun. And you can see it work when you upgrade it max to the max level. Now you get better stock for the shotgun. It holds the ammo on the side, which is really cool. Pull off that old busted fucking handle so it caved in. Yeah, hold on. Might. Yeah.
Yoo-hoo! Fireflies! Care for mankind over here. Anyone?
Let's keep it down until we figure out what's going on.
Shit. Yeah, I redid that because I want to do some upgrades better. Thankfully, I kept the tools. Yeah, that's after I got all the scrap. Yeah, okay.
I guess this is as good a spot as any.
Okay. Yeah, that's my bad. did the shorty. I did the pistol. I did the... Okay. On my last save, I did the shorty, the pistol, the revolver, shotgun. Okay, no, hold on. I did the pistol, the revolver, shorty, magnum, the flamethrower. The only thing that's left was the bow, the rifle, and the shotgun. Okay. I had at least 75.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, okay. I'll hold on to the rest for right now.
All right, let's see what we got.
Okay. All that I need for the bow is one upgraded range. All I need for the bow is one upgraded range. All I need for the rifle is one upgraded piercing. And then I should be able to max out the shotgun soon enough.
This will do just fine.
And I have, yeah, okay. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Nothing useful.
Ain't nothing here but a bunch of medical mumbo jumbo.
I don't get it.
Looks like they all just packed up and left in a hurry.
Maybe not all of them.
Stay close.
no bodies. That's good, right?
We found out where they went.
See, before you used to find these recorders, and you'd have to stay on the inventory screen and listen to them the whole time. Now you can actually walk around while you're playing them.
We lost 2 more guards to infected attacks. They're about to go have another goddamn meeting about the safety of this lab. All of our equipment is here. All of our data is here. All the personnel have gotten used to living here. I'm gonna run another test. Otherwise, this incompetence will drive me insane.
So it's probably clickers, right?
Oh, clickers don't hide. At least it ain't clickers.
Yeah. No fireflies either. Well, maybe in all that research, they turned into fucking monkeys.
Just keep searching, we'll find something.
That's 4 pallets of lab equipment all packed up and ready to go. Now, big question is, what do we do with all you guys? They say the tainted batch needs to be put down. You know what I say? See, screw that. Who made a bigger sacrifice than you, right? Anyone deserves to run free out there. Hey, easy. Shit. Oh no. It bit me. Oh my God.
I'm sure glad we didn't mess with them monkeys.
He didn't say where they went.
I know, let's just keep looking.
Yeah, the monkeys are infected. The monkeys aren't susceptible to the cordyceps, but they can still pass it on. So if they had been bitten by those monkeys, or if Joel had been bitten by those monkeys, he would have turned. Or anybody else. Same as the scientist. And one thing I really like, when you do this next cutscene, and he gets the main Fireflies recorder, he's sitting there trying to hear data over the when he's skipping through it. You hear Joel fast forwarding. You'd think they wouldn't have the whole conversation like the parts he fast forwarded through, but you can go back and listen to the whole thing. And that's cool for me, because most gamers wouldn't have included that, just would have included the fast forward. They wouldn't have thought to include the whole speech. They just would have kept the relevant parts in the cutscene. Or they would have garbled it or some shit like that.
You're looking for the Fireflies. They've all left.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm dead. Or I will be soon. Got me some time to reflect. Been years that felt like we were... Fucking thing was a giant waste of time. I'm not gonna do this anymore.
Come on.
Looking for the others. They've all returned to St. Mary's Hospital in Salt Lake City. You'll find them there. Still trying to save the world. Good luck with that.
Do you know where that is?
I know the city.
Is it far?
It ain't close. Horseback.
What? Fireflies?
Get down!
Oh. Who the fuck are these guys?
It don't matter. We know where to go. Let's get the hell out of here.
You're looking for the Fireflies. They've all left. I'm dead. Or I will be soon. Got me some time to reflect. I dedicated my life to this cause, and now I won't get to see whether we make it or not. I joined the Fireflies shortly after the outbreak. And here was a group willing to do whatever it took to save us from this plague when the government was willing to retreat to ghettos. I couldn't just give up on our country, give up on humanity. God, that sounds trite. Anyway, there have been years that felt like we were onto something. Like we might actually eradicate this thing. Those were usually followed by years of utter despair. Like this whole fucking thing was a giant waste of time.
God, never please give me do-do-do-dum.
Feels like
God, never please give me...
more on the ladder. We haven't had a breakthrough since the passive vaccine test we ran, what, 5 years ago.
God, never please give me do-do-do-dum.
Now this entire lab has been compromised.
And as you can see, there's actually quite a lot to that tape that you didn't hear in the main story scene that you would have missed if you didn't go back and replay it.
And the higher-ups have decided to abandon the university. I'm just fucking tired. I can't do this anymore. I'm not gonna do this anymore. If you've made it here looking for the others, they've all returned to St. Mary's Hospital in Salt Lake City. You'll find them there, still trying to save the world. Good luck with that.
And that guy has an axe, which, like I've said, that's the best melee weapon in the game. 5 hits, instant kills, up to 8, reinforced. Machete only has 3 hits. So while I personally think a machete is cooler, it doesn't get as much use. Yeah, I can do better than that. Hold on.
Look, right there, Joel.
Yeah, I see. Really? Yeah, rush a guy with a shotgun. Real smart decision, asshole.
Now, asshole! Take it easy.
That's when everything goes tits up. There's also when I'm going to do the DLC. A lot of people save the DLC Left Behind until the end of the game, but I prefer to do it at this point in the game when it naturally occurs. Because if you do it after you beat the game, you kind of lose that momentum of being in the game. And I literally do it when it fits into the timeline, because the flashback part of the game, of the DLC, obviously takes place before the main game. Several months before the main game even starts. I'd say it takes place in spring. But the actual main game of the DLC is Ellie during the winter. It takes place in between her going to the resort. So, and all of the flashback stuff is her flashing back to that times while she's trying to take care of Joel. But technically speaking, the majority of Left Behind takes place in the story between the university and the Lakeside Resort, where she finds David. It's slotted in between there, because there's like a couple weeks. So I choose to play it in that part of the story, because that's when it technically takes place. And I know a lot of people don't do that, but I think that's the best way to do it. You still have the momentum of the game behind it, whereas before, you didn't. And that's when it naturally takes place during the story. And they're just like some people are, and that way it all goes into one big Ellie section. You have this one chapter of the game, where you play as Ellie. I mean, you play as Joel a little bit too in the winter chapter, but it's mainly Ellie. And then in the DLC, you're playing Ellie. So if you combine the DLC with the winter section, then you're getting all the Ellie stuff out of the way in one big Ellie block, 3 Ellie chapters. Instead of one Ellie chapter, then Joel, then Ellie. It's better just have one giant Ellie block for me, anyway. I'm pretty much the only person I know that does it that way. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Yeah, hold on a second. I got a notification in Discord. Oh, that's why I already came. My bad. Oh, nope. Fuck, I died. Actually, give me 1 second. I need to use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Gotta go to the loo. All right. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Ugh.
What do you want me to do? What? Oh man. Joel?
This part really fucked me up when I first played it.
Okay. Alright, you ready? 1, 2, 3.
Let's get to the damn horse.
Okay. I don't see anyone. Let's go. Joel? How we doing?
I'm fine.
Can you handle the window?
Yeah.
Okay. Jesus. Come on, move! Shit.
I see you. Come on, man.
All right. Just stay here. I'm gonna flank this asshole.
Ellie. Those were my friends you killed, asshole. You want to do this the hard way?
We gotta get you out of here.
I'm okay.
You're not okay, Joel! Now come on!
I love the panic in her voice when she says you're not okay.
Move it!
And how they actually show things getting blurry and darker.
There's no one here. Hurry. You're doing good. Just keep at it.
I'm coming.
Through these double doors. Oh, man. Here, lean on me.
No.
Well, can you walk?
Yes.
Then fucking walk.
And it also shows Ellie's growth as a character. She goes from being defenseless to having Joel, she goes from being defenseless and having to have Joel protect her to being able to hold her own to eventually protecting Joel when he needs it. And then, well, becoming a capable warrior in her own right in the sequel.
There's the exit. Just a little bit more, come on. Hey. Joel? What?
Ellie!
The kid's got a gun.
Watch out! Hey!
Let's get a C, man.
Shit!
You little shit!
I'm gonna have to decline that offer, though.
Joel. Here, stand up. Put your arm around me. All right, let's go. I swear to God, I get you out of this. You're so singing for me.
You wish.
Yeah, this game is great.
Wait here. I'll get the door.
Take your time.
Come on.
Fuck.
Now I'm gonna start up the DLC. So that's where it starts. It literally shows a recap of him getting shot and then falling down.
What? Fireflies?
Get down.
Oh! Who the fuck are these guys? Stay the fuck back! Joel. Put your arm around me. Come on. I think we're safe. Joel? Joel? Shit. Joel, here. Ah, get up, get up, get up. You gotta tell me what to do. Come on. You gotta get up. Joel?
So that, like, I do it right. The game, but I do it this way. I'm the only one I've ever seen that does it this way. I'm Maverick. I just think it makes the most sense to do it this way for the reasons I explained earlier.
Riley? Ow. I landed on my hip. What the hell? I thought I was bitten.
I know. It was kind of awesome. You're not gonna kill me, are you?
I haven't seen you, and I don't even know how long.
45 days. Well, 46, technically. Wanna know what I've been up to?
All this time,
Ugh.
I thought you were dead.
Yeah. Here. Look.
No way.
Still no roommate? I had to sleep under Liz for 3 years, and you know how bad that girl smelled.
You're a firefly.
You still have it up. What are you doing?
I'm making sure I don't get caught with a firefly in my room.
Relax. There are no soldiers on the entire floor.
Here, congrats.
Hey. Are we cool?
Are we cool?
I disappeared and you're mad. And I owe you an explanation.
And that's why everybody was like, oh, they just hate The Last of Us 2 because Ellie's gay. Ellie's always been fucking gay. Everybody knew that Ellie was gay. I actually like The Last of Us 2. I've said that before, and I'll say it again. The Last of Us 2 makes some mistakes, but I still think it's a good game overall and still a worthy sequel. And for everything it does wrong, it gets like 5 things right. So I kind of get fucked both ways because the people who hate this game say that it's fucking. I'm sorry, the people who hate the sequel say that it's fucking shit and terrible, and there's nothing good about it, and it's the worst game ever made, all time fucking ever. And the people that love the sequel say, "Oh my god, it's the greatest thing ever to slice bread. This game single-handedly sucks my dick. It cured my cancer." And so I'm like, well, I like The Last of Us 2, but there's some definite problems. I would go as far as to say it's like a 9 out of 10 game. It's a great game. Has a lot going for it, but you can't say it doesn't have problems. So I kind of get it from both ends because they expect you to either just hate this game with every fiber of your being or fucking worship it like the second coming. And I'm like, well, it's good, but it has problems. But you can't say, like, people, were upset because in the second game, Ellie's gay. Ellie's always been fucking gay. This DLC came out and it clearly showed it. This DLC came out and showed as clear as day she is fucking gay. Nobody had a problem with her being fucking gay. And I mean, if you're dissing, like, people who, I cannot fucking stand people who are like that. Who literally use it as an excuse to hide behind any flaws. Like, they'll pick a movie with a bunch of black people, they'll pick a movie with a bunch of gay people, and they'll say, if you hate this movie, you hate black people. If you hate this movie, you hate gay people. And it's the most disingenuous fucking argument. Like, is it cool that you have a gay movie? Is it cool that you have a black movie? Cool. Yeah, cool. The world is big enough for us to have black movies, for us to have gay movies. There's no problem with that. And I have no problem with that. Some of my favorite characters in gaming are gay. Some of my favorite characters in general are black. I fucking love Blade, for example. I love my favorite Grand Theft Auto game is San Andreas, where like most of the fucking main cast in that is black or mixed. The members in that game that aren't black or Mexican, like there's like maybe like 3 or 4 white dudes in that whole game, and that's my favorite Grand Theft Auto. Watch Dogs 2 is my favorite Watch Dogs. Play a fucking black dude. Having these things is cool. It is not a defense against being of poor quality. People act like, well, I ticked all the boxes. How can they not like my whatever? Because it's bad. Just because you ticked off the diversity boxes is not a shield against criticism. You can have a diverse game and it fucking sucks. Oh, they're fucking letting off fireworks and it's like July 8th, July 9th. God. Ugh. They were doing that on Juneteenth too, man. We're supposed to have fireworks on 4th of July. But that's what I'm saying. Just because you have gay characters in your game doesn't mean your game is good. Just because you have gay characters or black characters in your game doesn't mean your game is good. And people use it as like a shield for criticism. Like, well, you can't dislike this game. It has all of the things. Okay? You can have all of the things and still fucking suck. So, like, when you criticize The Last of Us 2, and people are just like, oh, you just hate it because Ellie's gay, or Abby's a muscular woman. It is so fucking disingenuous. There are always going to be bigots. There are going to be people that are genuinely racist. There are going to be people that are genuinely racist. And sexist, homophobic. But like 90% of people who had problems with The Last of Us 2 are not sexist or racist or homophobic. Okay? People all across the board didn't like how they killed Joel. And it's not, by the way, it's not just that they killed Joel. It's how they killed Joel that's important. I figured that Joel was probably going to die. And I accepted that fact because when they showed the first reveal trailer about 2 years before the game came out, they didn't show Joel's face. And I said, what, is Joel dead? And I guessed it then. It has nothing to do with the fact that he killed Joel, because the fact that the Fireflies would want revenge makes sense. What is a problem is, one, how early they killed Joel. I wish they would have gotten farther into the game before they killed Joel. And, like, they could have had, like, Abby's... Oh, God. They could have had Abby's community, like, injure people from Jackson, and Ellie goes after them with Joel, and then Joel dies, and that'd be the inciting incident that takes it from bad to worse. And how they kill Joel. Joel is a naturally suspicious person. And many people pointed out he wouldn't go to some place private with people he didn't know. He wouldn't tell people his identity. And he wouldn't have done any of the things that led up to his death. And actually, Naughty Dog even confirmed themselves that it was sloppily written and hastily written, by the way. Neil Druckmann and other people who worked at Naughty Dog have said that the plan for the game was to spend the first several hours in Jackson, and Abby would have started working at Jackson and infiltrated the community undercover. So the first couple of hours of The Last of Us 2 would have had you in Jackson, and you would work with Abby as Ellie. You'd be playing as Ellie, and you would work with Abby because she'd be part of the community, and she would get close to Joel, and then kill Joel. And they decided to cut out that whole big chunk of the game at the beginning for whatever reason. They didn't finish it, they didn't have enough time, or they thought they wanted to get you to the shit sooner. And then they just hastily threw it together that they're in a snowstorm and she just so happens to run into Joel. So it literally, the way that Joel gets caught and killed is literally contrived as fuck. They literally had a better option, decided to throw it out for money constraints, time constraints, and then had to throw something together at the last minute to get the plot to work, because it didn't work without him dying. So even the fucking writers of the game had a better outcome written and had to scrap it for time constraints. Okay? Even in the game, they fucking call it out. What's his name? Owen? He literally says, what? Do you think you're just gonna run into town and just run into Joel? There were hundreds of people in that city. So even the fucking game itself says, well, statistically speaking, what are the odds? It's contrived as fuck. And there was many, many, many better ways that they could have had to kill Joel that wouldn't have been, that wouldn't have gone against Joel's character and wouldn't have been as contrived. And I've even said that the game actually would have been better if they had done it that way. Because what they did, they try to make you like Ellie, or I'm not Ellie, I'm sorry. They try to make you like Abby. But I feel like by making the very first thing you see Abby do be something horrible, killing a fan favorite character, it really stacks the odds against Abby. And most people just hated her no matter what, even after learning her backstory. If you had introduced Abby and showed her being kind before she kills Joel and then explain why she killed Joel, it would be much easier to like Abby, because basically, you know what they say, first impressions? The saying is, you only get a one shot at a first impression. It's important. So even when they explain it, it's like, well, the first time I met Abby, she kind of pissed in my mouth, left a bad taste in my mouth. Kind of hard to wash that out now. But if they had shown you Abby working in the community, like she's friendly to Ellie, she's helping out with the community, then she kills Joel, then they explain why, it would be like, well, I saw her when she was friendly and nice, then she did something bad, now we know why, and it would have been a much easier pill to swallow. So literally, the original plan that they had was a much better solution, and for whatever reason, they decided to throw that and just slapdash some shit together. And that's what I'm talking about. And it's the same thing with Isaac. He's this fucking awesome villain. They make him out to be this guy that his underlings, even the other wolves, are afraid of him. Nobody wants to cross him. They show even Abby is afraid of crossing Isaac. She's afraid of disobeying him because he's a mean motherfucker. They went to all the effort of hiring Jeffrey Wright, a famous actor. He was doing really well in Westworld and The Batman when that game came out. And it was one of the only times I hired a big actor. And he's in the game like 3 scenes, one of which is his death scene. And then he shoots Yara, and then Yara shoots him while she's dead, and he just dies like that. No big fight, no big anything. So they built him up as this big inciting incident in Abby's story. He's this big, fearsome guy driving the story forward. And he's somebody to be feared. Literally, everybody's afraid of him, and every scene he's in is great. But he's only in the game like 3 scenes. And then his death scene is anticlimactic as fuck. He gets shot in the throat out of nowhere by Yara somebody he already shot. Because they had to figure out a way to kill him. So they went to all this effort to introduce this villain that's pushing Abby in her ways and inciting the conflict with the Scars just to kill him off the rip. And I will say in the show they made that better because he gets much more scenes and flashbacks showing Isaac's stuff. That's the one good thing that the show did that the game didn't. Okay? So he actually gets quite a bit of scenes in the show. And they actually got the original actor. They actually got the actor Jeffrey Wright to play him in the show. So it's the one casting time they actually used the original actor so he actually looks the part. Where I feel like everyone else in that show is miscast. They made the character model look like Jeffrey Wright. So he actually fits the cast and gets more scenes. And as much as I hate the show, I have to give them that they actually did that right and gave him more scenes. But so that's what I'm saying. There's several parts of this game that are amazing. They're written well. It's well done. The interlapping of Abby and Ellie are really cool, seeing how they, like, you go to a place and you kill everybody there, and then you see Abby walking around and talking to people just the day before. So you see the dichotomy. You see one part of the city as Ellie. You see another part of the city as Abby. Even though they have two very large campaigns in the one city, they almost never interact ever. They have completely unique areas. So the sheer amount of unique areas that they did were great. You would expect with Abby and Ellie being in the same city during the same days that you would see a lot of recycled areas. There's almost none. And you'd also think, with the majority of The Last of Us 2 being in one city, that it would not be as varied as the other games. But they managed to get a shit ton of different variety, environmental variety in the game. That's commendable. It's on par with the first game, despite that this game takes place over several states. So there's a lot of really good stuff in The Last of Us 2. And they managed to flesh out a lot of the supporting cast. And they were essentially operating with double the cast. You know, they already had several characters around Ellie before. Now they have all equal amount of characters around Abby. Plus, most of Ellie's characters are brand new. Dina, Jesse weren't around before. So half of Ellie's characters are new. And then they have flashbacks, and so they're in the present and in the past. So there's a lot of stuff in The Last of Us 2 to be commended, but then there's also stuff that's just super fucking slapdash and contrived to shit like I just explained. And if you listen to my argument, you'll hear nowhere in that argument is it, well, she's gay, so I don't like the game. It's writing shortcomings, where even the game itself acknowledges, yeah, that would be pretty far fucking fetched, and then does it anyway.
Let's get out of here and I'll tell you all about it.
It's almost morning, and I have military drills. You know, where we learn how to kill fireflies.
Put some pants on and let's go.
I'm so dumb.
Oh, come on. When have we ever gotten into trouble?
Shit.
See, she's even still having her full outfit. And she's still got Joel's blood on her when this begins. So, like, normally, when it jumps to fall, it's several weeks. Between when Joel falls off the horse and when winter begins, it's several weeks. This takes place almost immediately after.
Okay, I'll put you on your side. Jesus.
Yeah, got him fucking good. Oof. And a nice touch, she actually uses her old summer shirt to bandage the wound. That's something important that she did to help save Joel's life. Tourniqueting and stopping the blood was one of the smartest things she could do.
I should buy us some time. I'll find something to stitch you up, okay? Callus, keep an eye on him.
And the winter portion of this is set in Colorado. The fall chapter, the second fall chapter, the university, this winter chapter, and the winter chapter in the main game are all in Colorado. The guy actually had a family member in Colorado. My god uncle.
I totally got this. Alright, now where the fuck do I go?
And I also like it in the remake, they added snow deformation. You can actually see her move the snow when she goes through it. A little detail, but obviously that they didn't really have that in PS3. Guy who helped, he was basically my godfather if anything should happen to me. Wendell lived in Colorado, and I've technically been to Colorado as a baby, but I don't remember it. I always wanted to go as an adult. Maybe one day. It's beautiful and it's high up in the mountains, although that's good and bad, because a lot of people who aren't used to the pressure up there, like I said, Colorado is very mountainous. It's very high above sea level, so people who aren't used to it have problems breathing at first. It also helps to extend the game, give the game chapters in the places it didn't have before. The original game only had one chapter in spring, well, kind of two chapters in spring. and then one chapter winter. You get another chapter of spring and another chapter of winter. So those are, and I'm covering my face, but it's not because I'm smelling something stinky. It's just a habit of mine. I'm just thinking, like, people are like, are you smelling so bad? No, it's just like an OCD thing. I used to put my shirt over my nose. I can't explain why. It's just one of those things I do. Brick.
Weston's Pharmacy. That sounds promising. What the hell? Did you just swallow the pills and leave the bottle? God. Anything? Anything? Nothing.
I also think that this is one of the instances where they also listened to Sony.
Come on. Of
Or
course.
no, I'm sorry.
Everything's picked clean.
This is one of the instances where Sony listened to people, is what I meant to say. I can't talk. Fuck me. This DLC originally came out, and it was priced $15. And this DLC is great. I love this DLC. And I think it's, worth playing, especially if you're a fan of the game. But this DLC is like 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, if you do absolutely everything. So I thought $15 was a little bit too high. And other people agreed, and so they brought the price down to $10. I know it sounds like silly, but for one, I thought $10 was much more reasonable. They also made it a standalone version of Left Behind. Why you would buy Left Behind without the original game, I don't know, but you could technically just play Left Behind if you wanted to. I'm sure some people saw that and they bought it. And they're like, what the hell? It's like 2 hours. Please read. Pharmacist went crazy.
Maybe he's got something on him.
Please read. Pharmacist went crazy and attacked me. I hit him pretty hard. He's unconscious. I locked him in the American Princess store next door. Please get him help. Combination 35, 30, 31.
Oh, come on. First aid kit. How the fuck do I get inside? $35 right, 3 left, 31 right. That worked. Shit, spores. If you're gonna jump out. I mean, go ahead and fucking do it.
And people said, you know, that like people said that the winter portion of this game didn't really need to be there. That most of the story highlights were in the prequel part. I mean, kind of, it doesn't really need to be there. Like the winter section, it's like showing how she gets Joel stitched up, but it's not something that you need to see to know. Like, you don't need to know how Joel gets stitched up for the plot. It's not vital to the plot. And, like, you could technically remove the winter section from the game. From the DLC, I mean. The present day, trying to get Joel stitched up. And you'd still get the story with Riley. That's the main part of the story, is her with Riley. But also, if you remove the winter section of the game, there would be no combat. It would literally be all story sequences. And people normally bitch about those. They're like, oh, all cutscenes? People would be like, oh, cutscenes, no gameplay? So it's funny how the same people that are complaining about too many cutscenes and not enough gameplay were trying to remove the gameplay part of this DLC. Because all the stuff with... You have, like, one chunk where you're, like, fighting her with water guns that I would say is gameplay, because it's shooter. You're not, like, shooting guns, but you're actually using shooter mechanics. But other than that, there's literally no combat and no other gameplay with Ellie and Riley. It's all story. And that makes sense, because this is before she learned how to use a gun. This is before she learned how to be a survivor. So if they had had her fighting and doing stuff in the mall, it would have broken the canon that they established that she doesn't pick up a gun for the first time until she shoots that guy to save Joel. That's the first time she killed anybody. So it makes sense why they... it makes sense that they would have this section in the present so that there could actually be gameplay. Otherwise, it would just be story sequences. So for one, that's why you need the winter section, so there's actual like gameplay with shooting and stuff. And for two, because they wanted to create a dichotomy. They wanted to show you this really fucked up part of Ellie's life. Joel is, she thinks Joel is fucked up, and she's not sure he's gonna live. Obviously, if one of my friends got fucked up like that, I would be like, man, this guy's probably gonna die. Like, Joel beat the odds to survive. Nagel's gonna do something. Nagel's like, shit. So, this is a dark part in her life. She's on her own. It's winter. It's cold. It's dark. She's not sure if Joel's going to survive. She's desperate. She's being chased by the fucking same people that injured Joel. And then they contrast it with this good time in her life. When she was with her girlfriend. When she was having fun. When she was at the mall. This awesome point. So the whole part of the DLC is this push and pull between... arguably, you could say it's one of the last truly good moments in her life. That was one of the last moments, Ellie and Riley is one of the last moments where Ellie got to be a kid. And act like a kid. So you're literally seeing one of the last moments of innocence contrasted with this incredibly dark time in her life. And that's a really interesting dichotomy. And so that's kind of cool. And they don't do that flashing back and forth in the main game. So it throws an interesting wrinkle in the DLC that wasn't in the main game, which is kind of what you want to do. With the DLC, you have to be careful. If you make it like too much like the base game, then it just feels like more of the same. And it loses that freshness. It loses that wow that the base game had. And just feels like, oh, I've already seen this. I've already done this. But if you make it too different, then it feels like it belongs in a different game. A DLC should be different enough to stand out, to not just be more of the same, but similar enough to still feel like it belongs with the base game. And is part of the same package. So they do enough to make this not just feel like more of the main game, to give it Ellie's flavor and to give it the flashback stuff that the main game didn't have, while still making this feel like a part of it. It still feels like this belongs in The Last of Us. And I played DLCs that felt too samey, where it's like, this DLC didn't really add anything. It's stale as shit, like, you know? And I mean, you can get away with that if you really like the base game, because some people just want more, you know? Even if it adds nothing new, they'll be so in love with the base game, and they've done everything the base game has to do, that they'll gladly take more of the same thing, even if it changes nothing. And I've even been at that point where I like the game so much, I'd play a DLC even if it was the exact same thing, just because I loved the game and I'd done everything there was to do, so I wanted more. But like I said, then you lose that luster. So you need something that feels like it belongs with the base game, but still feels fresh in its own right. I think this DLC does that.
God, yuck.
I just thought it was overpriced.
Oh, man. Don't come to life. Don't come to life. Nothing. Where is it? Oh, key. Okay. Oh, fuck. God damn it. All right. Key. Pharmacy. Let's do it.
And you see him at happier times. Think about me while I'm off. I'll be missing you, but not too much, Laura. She never came back. Here's the key to the pharmacy. And then you can check her switchblade, which I think is cool. Actually, I mean, let you examine it. And that's one of the benefits Ellie has. She's not as strong as Joel. She doesn't have as many weapons as Joel. But she has switchblades, infinite shiv. And that's something they kept in the sequel, too. Abby has to make shivs, whereas Ellie has an unlimited switchblade. Not only that, not only does that give her unlimited takedowns of clickers, that's one of the main benefits Ellie has, but she can also take down human combatants much quicker. She takes them out, even her default speed is quicker than Abby's, but you can actually get a skill that upgrades it further, and she almost takes out enemies herself instantly. But then you can see her Walkman, which is some more Sony marketing because, well, Sony Walkman. Sam's robot, which the fact that she kept that is really touching. I know from her mother, but it's amazing most people never even read this. Ellie, I'm going to share a secret with you. I'm not a big fan of kids and I hate babies. And yet, I'm staring at you and I'm just awestruck. You're not even a day old and holding you is the most incredible thing I've done in my life, a life that is about to get cut a little short. Marlene will look after you. There's no one in this world I trust more than her. When the time comes, she'll tell you all about me. Don't give her too much of a hard time. Try not to be as stubborn as me. I'm not going to lie, this is a pretty messed up world. It won't be easy. The thing you always have to remember is that life is worth living. Find your purpose and fight for it. I see so much strength in you. I know you turn out to be the woman you're meant to be. Forever your loving mother, Anna. Make me proud, Ellie. And most people, you can read that in the winter section of the game too. They don't ever draw your attention to it. You just can read it in her stuff, but that gives you so much background. Although they never tell you what her mom died from. I think they do in the show, but I could give a fuck less about the show. Although I will say they actually did something really cool. They actually got Ashley Williams, the chick who plays Ellie in the game, to play her mom in the show. Because obviously, when she took on the role of Ellie, she was already like 26. She just has a convincingly kid-sounding voice. But it's cool that they got her in the show. They got Troy Baker too, but of course, they made him one of David Cannibal's underlings. Okay, we had to have a bad male character, whatever. And then you can actually read the pun joke. No pun intended, volume 2. Will Livingston, what did the triangle say to the circle? You're pointless. What did the cannibal get when he showed up to the party late? A cold shoulder. I heard 2 peanuts walked into a park. One was assaulted. These are all the jokes she reads in the main game, by the way. A boiled egg in the morning is really hard to beat. Well, it's a lot of the jokes. I'm reading a book on anti-gravity and it's impossible to put down. It's not that the guy didn't know how to juggle, he just didn't have the balls to do it. I'm glad I know sign language. It's become quite handy. When a clock is hungry, it goes back 4 seconds. And that's what I think it's really cool. You can read the joke book. She actually kept it. She has to get the other side, Kevin McCormack. I used to be addicted to soap, but I'm clean now. Why did the Scarecrow get a promotion? Because he's outstanding in his field. What does a pirate say while eating sushi? Ahoy, pass me some soy. I tried to catch some fog earlier. I missed. Bakers trade bread recipes on a need-to-know basis. Moon rock tastes better than an earthly rock because of meteor. Backwards poet writes in verse. 3.14 of cellulars are pirates. I stayed up all night wondering where the sun went, then it dawned on me. Yeah. And you can even read, no pun intended. It doesn't matter how much you push the envelope. Like, these are all the jokes that she says throughout the game. So, like, many times as Joel, you'll hear her say, hey, want to hear a joke? And she's telling this joke. And you can actually find the book and read the jokes that she says. But I'm not going to read them all. It's already been in the game. But that, to me, is fucking awesome. That you can actually read the books that has the jokes that she tells in the main game. And you can read them in Winter, too, but I'm just reading them now in the DLC. So why not? And she gives Joel a picture of Sarah and him from the beginning. You can actually see she has it here. You can find it in her inventory. Because at the bus depot, she gives it to Joel. Because his brother offers to give it to him. And he says no. And then that just shows you how much he loves Ellie. Because Ellie gives it back to him and he doesn't turn it down. He takes it. And another little bit of detail. When you first start playing Ellie in The Last of Us 2, you start off in her house. She has this little house in the a backyard. You can actually find her pun book in her house. So while she didn't take it with her, she kept it for safekeeping in her house. And it's a further callback to other games. And she also has a PS3.
Oh. A military helicopter. That's gotta have something. Hang in there, Joel. Not this way.
I think there's another... Should be another collectible right around here. Hold on. There should be another collectible right around here. They also added, it seems like a minor thing, but in the sequel, in The Last of Us 2, they added the ability to go prone. And man, that seems like a tiny thing, right? But fuck, they managed to get so much gameplay out of going prone in that. Just crawling around the grass like at surface level, like, they get a lot of uses out of going prone. Chief Warrant Officer Larry Caulfield died bravely this afternoon. We were flying back to the QZ when our patient turned. It must have been spores because none of us saw the bite. The patient broke through their restraints and fell upon our pilot, W.O. Sean Brendan. Even with the helicopter spinning out of control, Officer Caulfield fought the infected patient, saving our lives. We crashed in a rural Colorado mall. Private Eugene Ellis, Officer Caulfield, and I were the only survivors. And subduing the infected, Officer Caulfield was bitten on the neck. He immediately showed us the bite and accepted his fate. I executed the infection protocol before Officer Caulfield could turn to infected. May he rest in peace. Captain Reagan Francis, 4th Inventory Division, Denver, Colorado, QZ. But yeah, he died, but he saved his people.
No sutures. Well, at least I can use this.
And yeah, I will, because you start out with half health in the DLC.
Here we go. Hurry! Up here!
Alright. Now I'm going to end this part here, and I'll be back in a little bit. I have to go to the store.